Hello and welcome to today's episode of Thrive After 45. I'm Denise Drinkwalter, heart whisperer, midlife mirror, and mentor. And every week I am honored to share energy and space with inspiring guests whose stories reflect so many possibilities of thriving beyond 45. Together, we'll uncover the whispers of the heart, the power of midlife transformation, and the wisdom that fuels expansion. What if the reason so many successful women feel exhausted isn't because they're doing too much, but because they're doing it disconnected from their bodies? It's an honor and a privilege to welcome Rochel Lawson to our show today. Rochelle is a registered nurse, Ayurveda health practitioner, and multi business CEO with more than 30 years of lived, earned, and embodied experience. For over 34 years, Rochelle has led a woman oriented, minority owned telecommunications company in male dominated, high pressure industries, building and sustaining success while navigating the invisible weight of leadership stress, financial responsibility, and systemic pressure. Her expertise didn't come from theory alone. She built success. She felt the cost of it in her body, and she chose to recalibrate. That crossroads led Rochelle into deep study of Eastern and Western healing modalities, neuroscience informed coaching, and the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, not as concepts, but as lived practice. Through her work with over 10,000 women, she's witnessed a consistent truth. When a woman's nervous system, mindset, and body are out of alignment, her leadership, confidence, and wealth suffer. When those foundations are restored, everything shifts. Today, Rochelle blends science, strategy, soul, and structure to help women restore their health, reclaim their power, and build wealth without sacrificing themselves in the process. This conversation is for every woman who has succeeded on the outside and knows there's more possible on the inside. Welcome to our show today, Rochelle. I can't wait to have this conversation.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And
I
just so for the record, my name is Rochelle Marie.
Well, okay. Oh, my apologies. Thank
No
you for
worries.
clarifying. That's
No worries.
perfect. I
No
will make
worries.
sure that we correct that in all the right spots. Love it. Perfect. How in the world do we ever take all of the pressures that we as women feel and create that no longer duck persona where you're on the top, everything looks fine, but underneath, just paddling like crazy in order to stay afloat?
Well, first of all, we have to actually give ourselves permission to understand that we are under a lot of pressure, tremendous
Mm.
pressure. We have to recognize it. What I find a lot is that women discount it. They don't recognize
Mm.
it because they've been doing it for so long. It's like these freckles on my face. They become a blur, right? And
Yeah.
so if you don't honor yourself, truly honor yourself, you can't
Mm.
recognize when you're just basically, like you said, the duck, looking
Yeah.
beautiful on the top, but struggling underneath and hiding it consistently so nobody knows. And
Yeah.
so the first step is really to recognize that, yeah, you're going through some things, you're struggling. And
Yeah.
then once you begin to recognize it, that is when you can begin to address it. And that's like with anything in life,
Yeah.
bad relationships, bad kids, bad situations, or good. You have to recognize it first in order to be able to
Mm.
internalize it and then process it.
When we recognize it, I know a lot of women that I support recognize it, but then don't know what to do. Right? They see it, they witness it, they talk to friends about it, but it just is a cycle of talking and not knowing what to do or yeah, this is just the way life is and I'm going to survive it and next year I'm going to push my way past it or figure it out another, I don't have time right now, but I can do that later, I promise.
You know, the beautiful thing about Ayurveda and my background as an emergency room trauma nurse as well is in the ER setting, you could have multiple chaotic, catastrophic things going on with your patients. But
Mm.
the first thing is to recognize what's the most life-threatening thing that if you don't take
Ooh,
care of that first, then your patient will not even survive, let alone thrive, right? So with
right.
us women, the first thing we have to recognize, and the beautiful thing about Ayurveda is we have to recognize our own unique essence in the world. As little girls, we watch our
Mm.
moms, our aunties, our grandmas do stuff without even understanding or recognizing all the stuff that they're doing that's underneath the surface. So with Ayurveda, what it teaches you is you have a unique essence in the world. And that unique essence is like no one else is on the planet. It's created at the moment of conception when the egg
Mm.
tells that sperm, oh yeah, you're the one.
Mm.
Let's make a baby. That's the moment your unique essence is created. And once you understand your unique essence, which is called your dosha in Ayurveda, it is from that foundational level that you can begin to know more about you, uniquely you, internally, and how you ebb and flow, and the things that kind of can cause chaos with your natural flow of how you should harmoniously go through life. And so it starts with the recognition of what I am, and then looking around and seeing what is the most catastrophic thing that's
Mm.
upsetting my unique essence. And then at that point, you can begin to figure out, like those patients I took care of, what's the next best step that's
Right.
going to help me not only survive, but to thrive as I'm surviving. And that's pretty much it. It's just really getting in touch with yourself and understanding your unique essence in the world and how you ebb and flow in your own little divine bubble.
Love that. Love that. That whole piece of individuality is so paramount, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I tell
Yeah.
people, even identical twins don't have
Mm.
this unique essence. Yeah, that one sperm may have, fertilized that egg and the egg broke off into two. And yes, identical twins are very connected, as well as fraternal twins, but they all have their own unique
Mm.
essence. And so it's just understanding that you're a gift to the world.
Mm.
And your uniqueness is not a detriment, it's not a curse. It's a beautiful, beautiful essence that allows you to share only what you can share with the world, how you share it with the world. And so it really is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But in our world, we're so externally driven and motivated, we
Yes.
get out of touch with the uniqueness within ourselves. And it's really coming back to you. And it's
Yeah.
not being selfish, it's doing the best
Yes.
thing you can for those that you love and care about as well.
I love that. We talk about that all the time on this show for you, by you, because of you. And when you fill your own cup, then you have the capacity to support all those in your sphere of influence. When your cup is empty, you think you are doing, but you really aren't doing from the cup that you need to fulfill from, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's very important. One of the things you just shared, Rochelle Marie, is about you are a gift. No matter what anybody else says or thinks or does around you, that is a seed that I think all of us need to really plant and water right now and feed, right?
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I think sometimes even, and to put a spin on it,
Sure.
um, even those people. that do the most heinous things in the
Hmm.
world, you know,
Hmm.
um, they are a gift,
Hmm.
believe it or not, because without them doing their divine mission, which is to be chaotic and to do heinous things, we would not be able to understand the essence of what our true nature is and how we should thrive and survive or ebb and flow as we travel down our path to bliss. So, in my mind,
Hmm.
everyone has a mission. Some people's missions are not always that good, or
Right?
beautiful, but it's in the mission that we learn so much more about ourselves and how to circumvent chaos in our life if we're truly paying attention and we're
Mm.
truly tapped into, again, our own unique essence.
So let's pull apart a little bit so we as an audience can understand more about Ayurveda. And I never say it right. I apologize. Tell me again how to say it. I
You said it.
Oh,
You
did
just
I?
said it right.
Okay, okay. I'm like, oh, I put it in my notes phonetically just to make sure I tried to do it properly.
You
Woo! What is it exactly? And help us to understand how that provides the stability and the foundation for what you're speaking of in terms of understanding our mission as an individual.
So, Ayurveda is an ancient holistic modality that originated in India, but anywhere between 3,500 to 7,000 years ago. And it was based on a utilization of what the divine has here on earth for us to keep us healthy and balanced and harmonistically flowing. If you think back to like the ancient cultures of Egypt, ancient Egypt, everything they utilized was what we had here on earth. There were no
Mm,
pharmaceutical companies making things. They were using
sure.
herbs and divineness, right? Same
Hmm.
thing with Ayurveda. And so the beautiful thing about Ayurveda is it taps into everything within the universe. So when I say your unique essence or your
Yeah.
dosha, there's three main doshas. One is Vata, which is comprised of a lot of air and ether, the elements, right?
Okay. Yep.
Then there's the Pitta dosha, which is fire and earth, a lot of fire.
Hmm.
And then there's the Kapha, which is a more stable earth and water. And so when you think of these unique essence or these unique people, um, every one of those doshas, and you can have a multitude of compositions of between the three, but you have one main dominant one, right? For instance, I'm
Okay.
going to take myself. I'm a Pitta, so I'm full of
Okay.
fire. I'm creative, I'm innovative, I'm a visionary. I have tenacity that will drive you crazy, and I just, go through the fire, so to speak.
Yep.
And so for me, when I'm out of balance, it's the chaos. I'm very
Mm.
sharp, very short, I cut to the chase. I mean,
Yep.
I don't always phonetically deliver the message appropriately or nice and touchy-feely, right?
Right.
But also within the essence of that, within my body, those are the things that are also out of balance with me. I have a lot
Mm.
more fire. So I tend to have more digestive issues or more cardiac issues, or my reproductive system is more full of fire, things of that nature.
Mm. Hmm.
So it's understanding that. And that's what Ayurveda does. It helps you to understand how beautifully we are all connected to the essences on our planet as well as the universe, and how when we're out of balance, those things show up. And then it gives you
Mm.
really the game plan on how to correct those imbalances that are unique to you and for you so that you can harmonistically flow through life like we're all supposed to. So yeah, it's beautiful. Ayurveda encompasses detoxification, and when you think about Western medicine, you have psychiatry, pediatrics, cardiology, respiratory, all of that. Same thing within Ayurveda. The disciplines of
Okay.
they're just formulated different, and they work on the systems. And Ayurveda is about getting to the root cause of the
Right.
imbalance, the illness or disease, instead of masking and eliminating it, instead of masking it
Mm.
with medications that take care of the symptoms but don't do anything for the root cause of the disease. And so
Right.
um, It's a beautiful practice. It's a beautiful discipline. It's a reason why it's been around for thousands of years and why it still
Sure.
continues to thrive. And actually, it's becoming in more mainstream. When I became a nurse 35 years, almost 36 years ago, nobody talking about Ayurveda, but yet I still shared it with my patients in the ER. And as the medical community has evolved, now you see
Mm,
Western medicine physicians reaching out and learning about Eastern medicine practices and then beginning to incorporate those into their clinical practices as well. So it's beautiful. It's a complementary way of
hmm.
living with Western medicine, or it can be a dominant way and you use Western medicine as complementary, but it's a beautiful essence. Very beautiful.
Right. And what I'm understanding as you're sharing all of the components is that it is available to all of us, right? In terms of
Yes.
understanding and capitalizing on the strengths and knowing who you are as an individual. And your body speaks loudly when you are available to listen, right?
Yeah. Yes. The more we
Mhm.
don't listen, the louder the bodies speak.
Yes.
Yeah, until you have this crisis and then you end up in the ER with someone like me taking care of you. And uh,
Right?
yeah, I'm not clinically practicing anymore, but I'm still licensed. And
Right. Okay.
but yeah, that's when you end up in, a chaotic situation that has probably been going on for years, but you neglected
Mm,
to listen to you because you just had to take care of everybody else and everybody
right.
else's challenges and everybody else's things. And that's
Yeah.
the other thing I want to say is,
Mm-hmm.
ladies and gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
we need to put ourselves first before our jobs, before our kids, before our spouses, before anything external. Because once you can stand in that pillar of epitome of health and well-being within your mind, body, spirit, and soul,
Mm,
you become unstoppable. And we all should be unstoppable. And I think that's something we should teach our children at a very young age is to listen to
yeah.
themselves and not neglect what their
Yep.
inside is telling them because
Yeah.
it's super powerful.
How do we begin that journey? We know it here. We talk all the time about self-care and making sure you look after yourself first. Words are easier said than actual practice. And I think that's why part of the reason why we have the show, because we know the gifts and talents of my guests, such as yourself, sharing this important work. It must be done in order for us to stay strong and grounded. How do we move it from conversation into action?
I think really you have to, again, it's all about putting yourself first.
Hmm.
People think that, incorporating practices like Ayurveda or any other, modality that's holistic is
Hmm.
complex. For instance, meditation. People
Sure.
think that I need to sit and I need to, be quiet and I need to, close my eyes and meditate for 20 to 30 minutes or longer. And who in this day and age has time for that? Okay. Okay. Right. So they don't do it. They know they should, but they
Yep.
don't do it because it's like I can't take 20 minutes out of my day for myself.
Right.
Right. Which
Right.
is
Like,
crazy.
I know.
Crazy. However, you can take 20 minutes to go to Starbucks and get and pay $900 for that cup of coffee that is really bad for your system. Think about the time you go drive there, wait
Yeah.
in line, get the coffee, pay the money. That's way
Yep.
more than 20 minutes. So here's the
Yep.
thing I say.
Yep.
Something simple you can start doing today. Before you even get out of bed, when you wake up, don't
Mm,
just hop out of bed. Take a minute to check in with your body.
mm,
How do your feet feel? Just go from your toes all the way up to the top of your head. Give thanks for being able to wake up to see another day
hmm.
and go on, get on up and go about your day. A minute. That
Yeah.
1 minute will eventually turn into 2 minutes because you'll start saying, well, this feels pretty good. I'm sitting here, checking in with my body. What is my body telling me? Those thoughts that are always running in my mind.
Yes.
Um, let me silence them for a minute and just focus on my toes, my feet, my ankles, my
Hmm.
legs, my knees, my thighs, my, middle section,
Yeah.
abdomen, and just move up and then
Right.
get up. Um, it feels really good. The other thing I tell people is we look at ourselves all day. We're in the bathroom, we're getting ready, we're brushing our teeth, we're washing our
Yeah.
hands, doing our hair, whatever. Take a moment to look at that beautiful face of yours, looking back at you in the mirror, and look into those eyes. Those eyes will tell you a lot about how
Mm,
you're feeling in that moment in time. And
mm-hmm,
it's just the recognition that will give you so much power. You look back at
mm,
those eyes, and those eyes, if they're looking pretty sad, you know
mm-hmm,
something's going on.
mm-hmm,
Just tell those eyes you love. I love you. I love whatever you're going through. We'll get through this together today.
mm-hmm,
Or if you're
mm-hmm.
happy and you're looking at those eyes, oh, I feel elated. I'm going to go out and conquer the world. Maybe I'll start a new business or whatever it might be. Um,
Right.
but it's these simple little things that we neglect that will allow us to check in with ourselves. And over
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
the essence of that feels so yummy that that minute after you wake up and you do that body check, well, it becomes two, it becomes five. You can
Mm,
say, okay, I'm checking in with my body. Now, what do I want to do today? What's one positive thing I want to do today? And it
yeah.
just keeps moving forward. That, in the sense, is the beginning. And
Mm-hmm.
when you learn to pay attention to the little subtleties within
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
it opens up, I don't want to say Pandora's box, but it does. It opens up a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful Pandora's box full
Mm.
of lovely gifts that you can utilize to help you thrive as you ebb and flow down your path to bliss. And it just starts. It doesn't have to be complex. It can just
Yeah.
start with just waking up and doing a minute body check. And if you think don't have time I wake up, I just got to get up. Well, then you're not honoring yourself. And so you're
Right.
setting yourself on that path to chaos. And eventually you will crash and burn. I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Homeschool mom, mom,
Yeah.
stay-at-home mom, or the
Yeah.
CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you will crash and burn eventually.
Yeah.
It'll start to show up in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah. And not that it's too late, but we are here to talk about what you can do so you don't have to go down a path of, oh my gosh, I have to climb back out now. Um,
Yeah,
right? Let's
right.
let's tune in.
Yep.
Rochelle Marie is talking about tuning in, and it doesn't have to be carve out that hour at the gym, make that, half hour. Sometimes that's way too big just to start. So before you get
Even
out of bed, right?
just taking a walk outside. If you have an
Yeah.
animal or have a dog, taking a walk.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Okay, don't have time for a walk? Just go sit outside for a minute.
Yeah.
Tap into the sun, the cold, the heat, the ground, the earth, hug a tree, kiss a flower, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
just taking those moments of preciousness at a stoplight. Look at yourself in the rearview mirror. Another way to check
Perfect.
in. You
Yeah.
know, simple little things like that. Instead of cussing that person
Right?
out, that just cut you off. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm full of fire right now. Let me calm the flames. Let me
Yeah.
calm the flames. Just
Right.
simple little things
Mm-hmm.
have such a profound effect. I know I
Mm.
remember back in the day when I first became a nurse, went into this it was a code. We had a patient coming in,
Yeah.
they lights and sirens, so they're bumping on the chest as they're rolling this person in. And the
Yeah.
physician, this is my very first code, he was like, you just take it one thing at a time.
Yep.
If you get caught up in the chaos of what's going on and all these
Yeah.
people and all the moments, you'll be lost and you'll lose yourself. So just take
Yeah.
it one moment, one issue, one thing, one item
Yeah.
at a time, process it, and then move on to the next. And at
Mm.
the end of the day, you look back and say, you know what, I had those fires I put out, but I did it with grace and ease that honored my soul and spiritual well-being, and I feel
Mm.
really, really, really good. It
Yeah.
takes practice. Don't get
Of
me wrong. It's
course.
not something that's going to change overnight, but it
Yep.
takes practice. But the more you do it, the better it feels. And it's
Yeah.
like eating apple pie. You have one slice that's really good. You want another one, right? The
Yeah.
more you do it, the better it feels and the better it
Yeah.
is for you.
It's so interesting as you're talking. I'm smiling. For those who are seeing this on YouTube, if you're in the podcast land, I have a huge smile on my face because there's one thing I've always done ever since I've been a parent and now grandparenting. And I ask, how was your day? And invariably, one of the grandchildren, oh, it was awful, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I'm smiling because I'm like, we do that, don't we? We have one tiny piece that didn't go well, it hits our heart center, and that's the thing we perseverate on, not looking at all of the positives that have happened over the day. We sink ourselves into the depths of despair of that negative thing that happened. And so, of course, I converse and we flip the script and talk about what did happen that was good. Oh, well, this and this and this, and all of a sudden you hear all the positives that do happen. So even the way that we reflect on our day, making sure that we totally see the positives that have happened as well, and really centering ourselves in those, because our mind tends to take us to all the negative Nelly, which is probably 0.0002 of our day percent.
Right,
And
right.
we just eat that up. And it doesn't help us and it doesn't help anybody in our sphere of influence. So,
It
yeah.
doesn't. You mentioned something that I thought was really cool. Because when my kids were growing up,
Yeah.
yes, I'd pick them up like, how was your day? Good.
Yeah.
I never ever, ever. I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And as they got older, they understood. Like they said, because good, you can have a horrible day and tell
Yeah.
somebody it's good. But some,
Right.
well, what happened? I think starting with our children at a young
Yes.
age
Yeah.
allows them the capability and the capacity to feel comfortable
Mm.
when they had that 1.00 thing that
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
set them off, right? And
Yeah.
I don't think that's done enough in today's society with our kids. That's why these kids have lots of issues and they struggle
Right.
because we allow social media to be that parent when we
Mm.
should be digging down and saying, okay, Sarah, what you had a good day? Okay, what happened that was good? Or what happened in your day?
Right.
Or, finding out well, the day really wasn't that good.
Right.
I'll ask a patient, how you feeling? Good, then why are you in here?
Yeah.
Because you're in the emergency department, right? If you were feeling good, why are you in the emergency department? You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I think just opening up dialogue,
Yep.
if it's your kids, your spouse, your
Yep.
siblings, friends, whatever, open up when they say good. No, what does that mean?
Yes.
And you will experience a transformation taking place in that moment in time with them. Because that good
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean good, or it may be, I closed this $5 million deal, and yeah,
Right?
I'm like, so it again, it starts with just checking in.
Yeah.
And then, of course, understanding the unique essence that we flow.
Mm.
We're all are different and complementary to each other, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But we all can learn from each other and help each other to survive and thrive just by doing those small little check-ins.
Absolutely. And really, I think another part of that is listening to what they say and really feeding it back so they can really understand what it is they are saying instead of it just an answer so I can carry on, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the real answer is in listening to what they're
Abs-
saying, what they're not saying, right? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You learn a
Watching the
lot.
whole, right? The whole
Yeah.
body picture. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. So I have a question. When women are successful, let's say even on paper, but exhausted in their bodies, what's the cost that we're actually not even naming? And why do so many women wait until burnout forces them to actually listen?
I think one of the cost of not listening is because you don't know how to listen. You're not paying
Mm,
attention. No one teaches little girls or little boys to listen to
mm,
themselves, right? It's all
mm.
external. We live in an
Yeah.
externally gratifying world. And so the cost of not listening to yourself can be detrimental until the point where something shows up and then you have to pay attention. And even in those moments in time, people will still discount that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I say is sit humble with yourself. We're not
Mm,
perfect.
mhm.
No one's perfect. We all go through things.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to admit to a best friend or a colleague, or heck, if you don't want to do that like me, I'm kind of really private, but I
Hmm.
know I need to get stuff out. pull out a journal, piece of
Yeah.
paper, and write out what you're feeling, what you're going through, what it is that's
Right.
troubling you, or what is good. When you get it out of you, particularly on paper, and you could always, if you don't want to tell anybody, you can always write it out and you can burn it. You can
Yeah.
burn that the paper afterwards and watch all of that go up in flames. It'll do two things for you. One, you get it out of you, so it's not internally stressing your systems out that you don't even recognize the pressure you're putting on your cardiovascular system, your reproductive
Mm,
system, urinary tract, your respiratory system, your nervous system, right? All of those
hmm
systems ebb and flow. And when one is out of balance, it
mm,
messes up the other ones as well. So writing
yeah.
it out, getting it out of you, and then
Hmm.
watching it burn, it's something very powerful about seeing all that stuff,
Yeah.
go up in flames. It's something very powerful about that. You may not notice it right away, but over time you'll start saying, oh yeah, I feel lighter.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, but I feel a little bit calmer. Or I got that stuff out
Mm,
and I got it out without telling anybody, so I'm not being judged. That's
right.
the thing.
Yes.
Allows you to get things out so you're not being judged. Because we all know we got friends that you can tell stuff to or family members, but they'll judge you. They may not
Yeah.
say it. Look on
Yeah.
their face, look
Yeah.
in their eyes, that smirk on their mouth, so
Hmm.
get it out. I say write it out and
Hmm.
then burn it up
Hmm.
and you'll feel so much better.
Mm,
And you won't have to, how can I say, make yourselves vulnerable to the judgment of others. And
right.
again, what this does is it calms your nervous system,
Hmm.
which will in turn talk to your cardiovascular system, which will bring that blood pressure and that heart rate down, which in
Nice.
turn will talk to your urinary system because now you're not pushing so much fluid through. You'll have that respiratory system, your breath will become slower,
Mm,
deeper, more beneficial to your body, which again will enliven your brain and your nervous system. So it's like this circular system that each system has an effect on each one. And when we
right.
get the gas out of us, it
Yeah.
helps all of those systems to help us to have a much better, as I always say, ebb and flow with
Yeah.
ourselves and throughout our day. I mean, there's been times that I'm full of fire, so I've had that time where the volcano of my mouth has erupted on me. But of course, over the years, I've learned to just write it out
Yeah.
because sometimes what you see and how you
Mm,
interpret things it's not anyone else's reality but your own. And
sure.
sometimes I hate to say it, our reality could be a little skewed. But
Hmm.
if you write it out and read it and then burn it up if you want to, or just have this journal, just write it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
See that each day you progress, it gets better and better, and then you learn and understand more about you.
Mm,
Nobody teaches us about us,
yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, why we have our show. For you, by you, because of you, right? So,
Yeah, love it.
uh, is there anything, as we're getting ready to close, is there anything that you would absolutely love to share with the audience that we haven't already tapped into? I know there's so much we can talk about, but is there one last little big nugget that you think, you know what, if you leave with this, you've given us so much already, very actionable steps that we can all implement today without any issue. Um, Anything you'd love to share?
Yeah, so I talk about Ayurveda for being like for your health and well-being, right? But you can also
Hmm.
use it in your business and your career. But here's something I want to
Mm,
share with those listening and viewing
yeah.
us. You can go to my website and
Yep.
take what is called the Dosha quiz, and you can find out your unique essence of all that
Mm,
we've been talking about and understand a little bit more about you and how you're connected to the universal energy, so to speak. And then you can get some words of wisdom, tips, guidance, all kind of goodies that will help you to stay in ebb and flow of your
mm,
digestive, your mental system, I mean your nervous system, your just you, so you can flow just a lot better as you travel down your path to bliss. So I would say go
yeah.
grab that dosha quiz. It's free, it's on the website. Take it, find out a little bit more about yourself, and then begin incorporating the tools that you get from the goodies that you receive into your life and just it's like taking I, I want to say a spoonful of sugar, but that's not really. Oh, that old movie comes up in my
Yeah.
head. I can't even think of it now, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm
Mary
dating
Poppins,
myself.
I think, isn't it?
Yes!
Yeah. A
Dating myself.
spoonful of
These kids today don't know about no
yeah.
Mary Poppins. But okay, a spoonful of
Sugar.
Chyavanprash.
There you
That's
go.
a nice jam that we take in Ayurveda for our immune system. But again, it will just help you to understand a lot more about ourselves. People don't teach us about ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't learn about ourselves. We learn about other stuff external of us, but we don't learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
And the more we can learn about ourselves, the better we can be in this vast universe that we're
Mm,
living to make the world a better place.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Rochelle Marie, for everything, your time, your energy, your brilliance that you've shared with us today. Um, we will have in the show notes how to access your website. It'll be right there so people can just jump right down to the show notes as they're listening and do the assessment and check out where they are and start implementing these strategies. Because when we tune into ourselves, everything will change because we will start taking control of whom we are and really understand who we are without, yes, we have the external world. And I really loved how you shared we're all human. There isn't anything truth in terms of perfection. We all have the ups and downs, the ins and outs, the sideways, the upside downs. That's life. How can we be true to ourselves using all of the strategies that you have available on your website? And people can access you also through the website, I'm assuming. Yes?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
they can if they want to know more and have a conversation
Yeah.
with me. Most definitely, I'd be happy to help anyone because that's what I'm here to do. I'm a
Perfect.
student for humanity.
And that's why we've connected because we know your message is so empowering for all of us. So make sure you do this for you, by you, and because of you. And before we close, I do really want to share something very gently with everyone. I'm currently stewarding an early formation of a live in person experience called Ignite the Inner Uprising. And it's going to be created for women in midlife who feel that quiet pull towards something more truthful, more embodied, more their own. It isn't an event I'm rushing or loudly promoting. It's being built really slowly with deep care and respect for women in midlife whom it's meant to serve. So if your body leaned in at any point during today's conversation, or if something really resonated beyond our words, just know this. There will be a place to come and gather. And for now, simply stay connected, follow, share, give us your reviews so that more women can find us. And when the timing is right, you will hear more about Ignite the Inner Uprising. Thank you again, Rochelle Marie, for being with us today. Such a privilege to share this time with you.
Thank you so much for having me, Denise. I appreciate you.
Have a great day, everyone.